Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have not tuned in before, my name is Stephanie and welcome to my baseball vlogs. Today I will be talking about a picture that showed up on the MLB social media pages if you follow them, which basically shows this. If the season were to end right now, what teams would advance, and in the end, who would walk out with the title of World Champions of 2019? This is a pretty cool thing just because right now, as it stands, these teams will make it to the playoffs if the season were to end right now. However, if you are into baseball, you know that second half makes or breaks any team. For example, for all you D-back fans, we all know that fateful day in September of 2018. First place, battle of first place against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Archie Bradley pitched to Matt Kemp, and Matt Kemp walked it off twice, and we lost that glorious first place spot, and we were never able to recover to make it to the playoff last year, not even wild card. But before I get to it, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for when I post videos. Also, the name on here is the same name as my Instagram for anyone who would like to follow me on Instagram, because sometimes I do post polls of what videos you would like to see from me next. And without further ado, let's get to this video. These are my opinions from what I've seen from teams, from what I've watched from the games. Obviously, I'm not Houdini, no soy una bruja. I can't tell what teams will make it, what teams will not. However, I do always like to predict who will make it to the finals and go from there. So, let's start off with the American League. American League is predicting a Cleveland Indians, Tampa Bay wildcard. Interesting. Cleveland is not as strong as they used to be from what I've been seeing lately. And let's talk about Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has actually been doing very well this season so far, which would be pretty cool to see them in the playoffs. When it comes to Cleveland though, I don't know if it's lack of managing of the team or if they just need that extra hitter, that extra bullpen pitcher, but they are not the type of team that does well during the playoffs. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's time to possibly find someone else to manage that team and see if they can take it further. However, that's just my opinion. But if it comes down to the battle of the one game, Tampa Bay will take it and move on to the next round. Other part, let's get to the ALDS. Let's talk Yankees and Tampa Bay. To me, that's like a no-brainer. Yankees with a healthy team, which I feel like they will have a healthy team by the time the playoffs start. They're going to be unstoppable during the playoffs. Think about it. All those power hitters, all those pretty stable pitchers. They have a stable closer. There's no way that Tampa Bay can take them down, in my opinion. So out of that series, for sure, New York will take it down. Let's move on to the second half, which is the Houston Astros versus Minnesota Twins. To me, that'll be one of those nail-biter series, but will Minnesota be able to keep that hot streak that they have as of now? Obviously, the Astros have a bit more of experience when it comes to the playoffs. They know what it takes to win and what it takes to move on. Well, I am predicting that Houston will take down Minnesota and move on, which leads us to the ALCS. New York Yankees versus the Houston Astros. That'll be a very interesting series. Just because if you think both teams have a lot of power to them, but New York will end up beating Astros. I think it'll go down to like Game 7 and Yankees will win it. Even if it's by 1 run, Yankees will take them down and move on to the finals. Let's get to the National League. National League will be fairly interesting just because, let's talk wild card if this were to happen. Wild card is predicting a Nationals versus Phillies game. Think about it. Bryce Harper signs, there's a big deal, and leaves the Washington Nationals where he's been for a good chunk of his career. Although he's not producing as much as he did last season, the team doesn't really rely on him, in my opinion. But I do feel like Washington has some pretty good stability when it comes to pitching. That's if they don't trade Matt Scherzer, which I don't feel like they will. But definitely Nationals will take down the Phillies and move on to play against the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NLDS. Now, NLDS, Dodgers versus Nationals, it's another no-brainer for me. I feel like LA can take down the Nationals and move on to the next round. Reason being is that I feel Yankees and Dodgers have a very good stability when it comes to pitching, when it comes to hitting. Dodgers for sure though. I'll get more into it once I move on to the prediction about what they need to do, what I feel like they should do in order to advance more. But obviously Dodgers have way more experience when it comes to the playoffs. Unlike the Nationals, they know what it takes to move on in the playoffs, and I feel like the Nationals will just slump when it comes to the NLDS again. Now let's get to the other half. Atlanta Braves versus the Cubs. Both teams have had experience in the playoffs, but if the Cubs keep up their pace, you know, they have pretty good stuff. They both added pitching to their team, but I do feel like when it comes to the ability of power hitting, Cubs take down Atlanta Braves and move on to the next round. Now let's talk NLCS. Will it be another Los Angeles Dodgers and Chicago Cubs showdown? Yes, for sure. But in the end, I do predict, even though it low-key kills me in a way to say this, Dodgers will advance to the World Series. Someone had to say it, and I did talk about it in my last video where I did predict a New York Yankees and Los Angeles Dodgers World Series showdown. Now, when it gets down to the World Series, I would want, even though it like low-key kills me to say this, I would want the Dodgers to win. If you think about it, 1988 compared to 2009, yeah, maybe they're due for a ring. Obviously, I don't think they can take another blow of like making it all the way to the finals and then choking and, you know, by World Series ring. But for sure, with the Dodgers, they definitely need a new closer. Someone had to say it. I personally don't think Jansen can handle a 2-1 lead. Think about it. From what I've been seeing lately, they hit off of him in the last inning. I wouldn't want like the game to be tied at the 9th if it came down to it. Like, how mad do you think they'd be? Because that could cost you a game if you think about it, especially like if you're not playing from home. Like, let's say if they were playing in New York and that happened, tied game, Yankees can take it down, you know, they have home field advantage. Okay, that's just my opinion. But I am predicting a Los Angeles Dodgers World Series championship this year. You know, they have power hitters. They basically have the potential candidate of winning MVP this year, Bellinger, which I think Yelly will take it because I feel like Yelly's a little bit more consistent. I'm just saying. That's how I see it. I hope you guys enjoy this little mini clip of what I think so far. Once it gets down to like August, I can probably give you a better intake about who will make it to the playoffs. We can all basically see who will make it to the playoffs. However, I am predicting for sure, no matter now or in August, Yankee Dodgers showdown, which will be a very interesting game to watch. I hope we get like one of those nail-biting World Series. Like, last year's was boring. It was really boring. 2017, oh my gosh, I was just like on it. Obviously game 7 sucked, but every other game was like amazing. And then let's talk about that whole like Cleveland blows that 3-1 lead. Chicago took it down in 2016. These are my opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment, let me know what you want to see next. I feel like I will be recording at the game this weekend if I go. Probably like maybe not like my last video. Maybe talk, if whoever goes with me, we can talk stats and stuff like that. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who have not tuned in before, my name is Stephanie. ¿Por qué no soy una niña normal? I never get this right the first time. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you